Hey YouTube family, it's Kim, the Princess of Transparency. So, the last 24 hours have been anything but lovely. As you can see by the video title, I am going through a transition. Not myself, well, yeah, myself personally, but also watching my parent transition. I'm sure I've mentioned in other videos that my dad has not been in the best of health. Well, last night and this morning, well, last night my dad was rushed to the hospital from his rehab facility. He had his leg amputated. But he has not been doing very well. Men have a way of not being able to cope when things change in their lives, especially when their physical form they're not able to do for themselves. So of course, with my father losing his limb, not just one limb, but you know, also his limb and his toes, things like that, and just not being the young buck that he used to be, it's taking a emotional and mental drain on him. So long story short about that, he had a massive stroke sometime in the last 24 hours. And watching your parent who you love go through from being who you in your mind want them to be or remember them from being to who they are now is a hard process. It requires a lot of faith. And trust me, I am so thankful for my sister circle, my sister Kai, my sister Consuela, just all of my friends. They're not even my friends, they're my family who have truly supported me through this process, because I mean it has been hard. I mean, I have family members that are so close, but emotionally they're so far that I would never understand, especially within the African American community. I mean, even it doesn't even make a difference as far as race is concerned. Just across the board, how we as family have become so divided, and how the Bible says that we need to unify together, and that love is the key to everything. It's so funny that I have my shirt on that says love. It's so funny how love is the key to everything, and love is, you know, the part that covers a multitude of sins. But it's like, that's the aspect that we forget about so much. We're so busy in our lives and being bitter and broken and just hateful that we forget to love on those who we do love while we have them. And it's like, you know, I'm sitting there with, you know, family in the waiting room, and it's like, you don't feel any kind of connection because there's no love there, you know. And it's like you're just kind of waiting for, it's like a buzzard waiting for the prey, you know. And it should not be like that at all. So we have to really appreciate the ones we have with us that we truly love while they're here. There's no need to sit up here over a casket and cry and weep and boo-hoo and act a daggone fool. You have to appreciate the people that you truly love while they are here, because you never know when their next tomorrow is going to be their last tomorrow. So it's just been a hard 24 hours to accept the reality of what is to come. But I understand and I accept that peace has to come, not just for my dad, but also for me. That I have to come to terms with being the stronghold for everybody else around me, but mainly for my kids, because my energy has to be on point to provide the necessary lights or pinpoints for everybody that I'm connected to, especially my children. That's where our generational curses come from, that we pass down emotions or the brokenness. So I refuse to pass that down. Although I'm going through some of the deepest pain that I have right now, I have to continue to know that deep down in my heart there has to be joy, because the Bible says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So that brings me relief, that knowing that my dad is going to be with the one who made him and loves him more than I can. So, you know, although, you know, 15-20 minutes ago I was probably crying my eyes out, I have to just continue to praise God and know that eventually at some point throughout this journey, you know, peace is going to come. That stillness is going to come, and even in that stillness there has to be peace, and in that peace there's going to be love. So just love the ones you love. You know, don't let bitterness and brokenness and just flat out stupidity divide you from what God is trying to build up. You know, if anything I can just pass on to anybody, it's just love is the key. My God, love is the key. And my sister always tells me that we were made to be relational people, that, you know, we're here to be in relationship with each other. So we have to get beyond who we are and, you know, our differences, and just be okay. You know, just check in with somebody else that you love and let them know that you love them while they're here. Just love upon them. So, like I said, today has not been easy, but I thank God for it. And even in the process of all this craziness, and I had finals today, and, you know, I caught myself being distraught, you know, mentally over my dad, and I kind of had a hiccup, but God let me know that he was still in the process with me. I failed my finals, my same class, 2 finals, I failed them twice, but God still allowed for me to pass that class. So that right there was nothing but God. So God is all over the situation, all over. He has his fingerprints throughout it. So I know at the end of the day, every step of what is going on right now is so God ordained that I have to just walk through the process, allow for God to cover me with his grace and his love, and allow for the love that he has for me to be shined out around the rest of the world and to everybody else that is connected to me. So I say all that to say that at the end of the day, I genuinely love you. I genuinely appreciate you. Even if I don't get any views on this video, I appreciate the fact that you just took the time to open up your ears to know that I love you. Regardless, at the end of the day, we all have to love somehow, some way. So may God's grace shine upon you and keep you until we meet again.